Hey, this week's topic is job interviews and career goals. Job interviews and career goals. So in this lesson, you are going to learn 5 English terms related to job interviews and career goals. Are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. So our very first term is networking. Good. Again after me. Networking. Excellent. Now, this term networking just refers to the process of building and maintaining professional relationships to exchange information and opportunities. Building and maintaining these professional relationships. Now, take a look at this image. If you're watching this lesson, you'll see that there are 3 individuals standing together, and it looks like they are discussing something related to work. One is holding a clipboard, one is holding a notebook, and another is holding either an iPad or another digital device. So these individuals, who seem to be co-workers, have a relationship at work. This can be considered a networking situation, right? Excellent. All right, now let's check out these example sentences for the term networking. Here's the first sentence. Networking at industry conferences can help you make valuable connections and learn about job openings. Next, she used LinkedIn to expand her professional network and connect with industry leaders. And finally, effective networking involves not only seeking opportunities, but also offering help and support to others. So once again, our first term on this topic of job interviews and career goals is networking. Now let's move to our second term on this topic. Our second term is competency. Good. Again, competency. Excellent. Now this term competency just refers to an ability or skill required to perform a job effectively, often assessed during job interviews. How well are you able to perform the job? What is your skill level, your competency? So let's check out this image. It looks like there's a woman who is speaking to 2 men. And maybe this is an interview situation, and they are trying to figure out her competency, her skill level. Is she able to do what they're asking her to? Will she be able to achieve it? Again, in this situation, this image, the 2 men are listening to her as she's speaking. Maybe she's speaking about her skill. Once again, competency refers to an ability or skill that is required to perform a job effectively. All right? So let's check out these example sentences. Here's the first example sentence for competency. The employer evaluated candidates based on their competencies related to problem solving and teamwork. Next, demonstrating key competencies such as leadership and communication can set you apart from other applicants. And finally, competency-based interviews often involve questions designed to assess specific skills and experiences. So we have these 3 example sentences for our second term, competency. All right, now it's time for us to move to our third term. Our third term is professional development. Good. Again after me, professional development. Excellent. Very good. So this term professional development just refers to activities and experiences aimed at improving and expanding one's skills and knowledge in their career field. I remember when I used to work at NASA, I was an intern first and I wanted to develop some skills. So I asked my boss at the time, could I take some professional development classes or courses. I wanted to improve my skills. Makes sense, right? So check out this image. It looks like these individuals might be participating in a professional development class, right? One of them is sitting down looking at the computer while the other individual standing in front of him, who actually might be a teacher, is probably giving him some tips, and the individual behind him might be his classmate taking notes as the teacher explains what they are to do. Again, we can look at this image and say, he's taking a professional development course. Makes sense, right? Excellent. All right. So let's check out these example sentences for professional development. Here's the first example sentence. Attending workshops and training sessions is an important aspect of professional development. Next, the company offers professional development programs to help employees advance in their careers. And finally, investing in professional development can lead to greater career opportunities and job satisfaction. So, for our third term, again, we have professional development. And now we understand how to use this term properly. Let's move now to our fourth term. Our fourth term after me is reference. Good. Again, reference. Excellent. Now, this term reference just refers to a person who can vouch for your qualifications and character, often contacted by employers during the hiring process. This individual can say, hey, I can tell you for a fact that Tiffani is a good person. I am. This person is a reference, letting my current interviewer, the person I'm speaking to right now, I'm trying to get a new job, the person as the reference can let my potential employer know, Tiffani is a very good worker. You can trust her. In English, we call this individual a reference. So now that we understand the definition of this term, let's take a look at the example sentences. So we have 3 example sentences. So here's the first example sentence. All right. Providing strong references can strengthen your job application and increase your chances of being hired. Next, it's important to ask permission before listing someone as a reference on your job application. And finally, the employer contacted her previous manager as a reference to verify her work experience and skills. So we see now how this term reference can be used. Now let's look at the image connected to this term. Again, the term is reference. So I want you to imagine right now, for those listening, we have 3 individuals, a woman, a man. The 2 of them are sitting down on the left, and then we have another man on the right holding up something that looks like a map, and they're speaking about what's going on. Now, maybe for this image, as they're looking at it, they're looking for where they need to go. But imagine that this woman is a reference for the man she's sitting next to, saying, hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, he knows his stuff. He's really good. So prior to this meeting, she mentioned that he can be trusted. He's an individual I can vouch for. So the man is giving the other man some guidance, and the woman has a smile on her face saying, yep, exactly. He knows what he's talking about. Makes sense, right? Excellent. All right. So again, our fourth term is reference. Now, our fifth term is negotiation. Negotiation. Good. Again, after me, negotiation. Excellent. Now, this term negotiation just refers to the process of discussing and reaching an agreement on terms, often related to salary, benefits, or job conditions. Okay? Hey, we're going to speak about this going back and forth. We're trying to reach an agreement. I want this, you want that. Let's see if we can meet in the middle. We have to negotiate. Negotiation, right? Now, before we get to the sentences, I do want us to look at this picture first. So in this image, we see the three women, and it looks like they are discussing a very important project. Project. One woman is pointing at a computer while one of the other women is looking at her, and the third woman is looking at the computer. So they're in the process of negotiating, hey, possibly a price for maybe a building. They are in this process right now, negotiation. You see it, right? Excellent. All right. So now let's check out the example sentences. Here's the first example sentence for negotiation. Salary negotiation is a common part of the job offer process and should be approached with preparation and confidence. Next, effective negotiation skills can help you secure better compensation and work conditions. And finally, she successfully negotiated additional vacation days as part of her employment contract. So we have these three example sentences for our fifth term negotiation. So for our topic, again, being job interviews and career goals, we have 5 terms: networking, competency, professional development, reference, and negotiation. Now it's time for us to read an entire paragraph that uses each of the terms we spoke about today. So I want you to listen very closely as I read the paragraph. Here we go. Achieving career goals often begins with effective job interviews. To succeed, individuals must showcase their competencies and align their aspirations with the company's mission. Networking plays a vital role in identifying opportunities, while professional development ensures continuous growth. Strong references can bolster credibility, and effective negotiation skills are essential for securing favorable terms. By mastering these elements, job seekers can increase their chances of landing their desired positions and building successful careers. You see how each of the terms you learned today can be found in this paragraph. Now that you understand their meanings, now that you understand how to use them in real life, I'm sure you feel a lot more confident. So today we went over day 22 of Daily English Vocabulary, book number 10. The topic was job interviews and career goals. Remember, if you'd like to get the actual ebook that I've been using for these lessons, you can go to the link in the description or go to www.studywithtiffani.com and you can get Daily English Vocabulary, book number 10. I'll talk to you in the next lesson.